Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be me giving my honest opinions on the Spyro Grand Prix that we just got, the Spyro circuit. First and foremost, this is a Crash Bandicoot game, so any additional franchises brought into this series, they're extra. It's a Crash game. This is just supplementary Spyro material in a Crash game. So most of you will say, oh, well, it's a Crash game, deal with it. These are just my opinions. I'm not right, I'm not wrong. It's just what I think and what I was going to share with you guys. So, like, right off the bat, the track to me is very underwhelming. All it had was locations from Spyro 1. This is supposed to be a celebration of Spyro. I understand, like I said, I know it's a Crash game, so any Spyro content we get is just an added bonus, so complaining and whining over what we could have got comes off kind of petty. But let me explain myself. The Spyro track, you're in different locations and you go through portals. What would have been an amazing idea to do, just coming right off of the Reignited trilogy, would be to explore the trilogy of Spyro. So you're in the first area, and it will be Spyro 1. And let's say, like, right at the end, before you go through the portal, you drive over a crystallized dragon statue. So now, when you go over that, the dragon will be released, and you continue driving, and a portal will open, and you could be brought into the next location, which would be in Spyro 2. Then as you're driving through Avalar, Glimmer, wherever you want to be, there's so much content they could have pulled from. The very end, they could even have, like, the gate itself could have the little orbs that you collected from Spyro 2 in it. And they could even have, like, Professor standing right there. Tom Kenny voices Spyro, and he did the Professor. So they could easily just have the Professor say, oh, welcome back, and you could go through the portal and go into the Spyro 3, the Forgotten Worlds. And then at the end of the race, there could be all these dragon eggs hatched with little baby dragons. I think that would be a brilliant thing to do. You'd celebrate the trilogy of Spyro. It would still be in a Crash game. And, with that said, that's the track. That's the end of my gripes about the track. The track itself, I enjoyed for what it was. I liked that they had the gems, and they had the gem sound effect instead of the lump of fruit. I liked how they had the little firework crates that exploded in your face. And instead of having, like, the wooden crates, they had the chests. Overall, it was an enjoyable level, but it felt like they could have done much, much more. So now moving on from that, I'm going to discuss what we actually did get as far as skins for characters. Now, again, this video is complete. Most of it is just complaints, I'm not going to lie. It just felt like they didn't even care about any of the skins, which, again, they didn't have to do anything. This is all post-launch extra free content. So they didn't have to do any of this. But when you think Spyro the Dragon, do you think lawn gnome? Is that the first thing that jumps into your head? A lawn gnome. Literally the first Google result for lawn gnome was that. You cannot tell me that they didn't base this off of a lawn gnome. He's clearly a statue. Looks exactly like that. The only other instance of a gnome in the Spyro series was that dude. There was a couple other guys, but he was the closest one I could find that looks like Velo. And you know they didn't base Velo Gnome off of the actual gnome character. And then this is the other instance of 100% confirmed Spyro character. They gave it to Zam, and it doesn't even remotely look anything like the Devil Dog. His mouth is different, he doesn't have the horns. The only thing he has is the coloration of it. And Zam already has a legendary skin, so why would they waste it on Zam? They were just like, oh, let's look for a dog character, because he's a dog. And then I've seen a bunch of people saying that Wizard Komodo Joe is based off Cyrus the dragon from Spyro 1. This is obviously a coincidence. The only thing that matches is the color scheme, and even then, it's different. Clearly, again, when they were designing the extra skins, they were like, oh, let's just think of stuff that would be in a fantasy world. Gnomes, wizards, and there's the wizard for you. Oh yeah, Viking. This screams Spyro, doesn't it? A Viking polar bear. There's nothing more to say here. And then this was such a wasted of an opportunity. You have Little Norm and you have Big Norm. One a goblin, one an orc. Neither of which are in the original Spyro trilogy. There are no goblins and there are no orcs. What they could have done was made Small Norm a gnome and Big Norm an orc, like that. Gnome, orc, Nork. It would have been perfect. But once again, it seems like they were just like, oh, we need some fantasy creatures. Goblins, orcs, wizards, gnomes. And then, which are the coolest skins? We've got Envy, Crunch, and Coco, who they called Evil, Crunch, and Coco. These are outstanding, and I love the representation from the Mind Over Mutant games. But why would you do it in a Spyro Grand Prix? This is supposed to be celebrating Spyro. Why would you waste 2 slots on legendary skins, on the Nitro Bar, mind you, on Mind Over Mutant characters? Ugh. So this part of the video is where I'm just going to explain the skins I think they should have done. Like, right off the bat, you've got Papu Papu, and you've got Dr. Shemp. Again, we don't want the characters to be cosplaying the actual characters from Spyro, but you can easily give him an orange skin tone and the staff, and, you know, just make him look like Dr. Shemp, give him the glasses, and you could just call him Witch Doctor Papu Papu. This one, no brainer. They even had, like, in the fake leak before the Grand Prix came out, there was a Coco with a Laura skin. So this, again, just give her similar features and clothing of said character, call her Fawn Coco. Do I need to explain this? Give Polar a suit and a monocle, call him Fancy Polar or Greedy Polar. Man, I cannot believe they didn't do this one. Give him a helmet, some little rockets, and there he is. Soldier Penta. Sergeant Bird Penta becomes Sergeant Bird. Maybe I better go back and explain this one. That's Moneybags. He would charge you for, like, moves and opening up areas and stuff. So anyway, Moneybags Polar, which would be Fancy Polar or Greedy Polar. Then you can have Soldier Penta based off Sergeant Bird. This one, oh my goodness, it would have been so cool. Yeti Crunch, come on now, look at the comparison. And then this one was quite a stretch. The only thing that is similar between these two characters is they're actually kangaroos. They look nothing alike, but we know he's a kangaroo. So you could have given Ripperoo Sheila's color scheme, made his straight jacket look like her jacket, give him a little bit of red hair, and call him Safari Ripperoo. And then the last one that I think they could have done, could have just thrown a cloak on Tawna, and called her Cloak Tana or Sorceress Tana, anything. It would. These are all no-brainers. Like, I can't believe the skins we got, all the legendary skins, were completely wasted in my opinion. Now, going on to the legendaries of who we did get, I personally was fine with Spyro's and with Nasty Norks. Spyro, like people I've been seeing online, people have been saying, oh, we need Retro Spyro or Sunglasses Spyro. If you're looking at Spyro from behind, you're not going to see his sunglasses. And Retro Spyro, it's not really that big of a deal. Dark Spyro was cool enough, and the Super Flame Spyro, he was really cool looking, so I didn't really mind that he didn't have a legendary skin. What would have upset me is if Dark Spyro was a purchasable skin, though. Him just being a palette swap. But then this one, oh my goodness, we could have had Skater Hunter. That would have been so cool. I would have loved Skater Hunter. But like I said, I was content with what Spyro had to offer, and I was content with what Nasty Nork had to offer, because I can't think of anything else that they could have done for Nasty Nork. The only other thing that I have to complain about, this is the end of the video almost, so bear with me, we're over 10 minutes, is Nasty Nork should not have had Sparks protect him. People are saying, oh, it's just a kart racer, they're not going to give him Uka Uka. When Nitro Kart first came out, they invented a new mask to protect Velo's squad. So, why couldn't they have just created a new little character for Nasty Nork? A black dragonfly named Darks. So you have Sparks, who is gold, and Darks, who is black. He could have flown around, done a whole bunch of stuff. Would have been great. But yeah, all that being said, it's post-launch material. It's free. People will say, just stop complaining. It is what it is. Be happy you got anything. This was supposed to be Spyro's time to shine in CTR. And it just flopped massively in my opinion. The track is mediocre. The legendary skins had nothing to do with Spyro whatsoever. The only one you could say actually had anything to do with Spyro was the Demon Dog Zam. And that's pathetic. So, all that with combination of the data mined that we were told we were getting Ripto and the Sorceress, who knows, maybe they'll come back. I've seen a lot of speculation on that, people saying that after 6 months they're going to redo the Grand Prix. So we'll eventually get the Spyro Grand Prix a second time, and we'll get Ripto and the Sorceress that time. Well, if you're still watching, I appreciate your view and your time. I hope some of my gripes you agree with. And with that said, thanks for watching my content, and hope to see you in the next video. Take care.